Is America losing its grip on global business? Are iconic companies like Apple, Ford, and Amazon shifting away from the US? And what about the US dollar? Once the unchallenged global currency, is it still holding its ground? Let's delve deep into the facts behind the headlines. Apple, known for cutting-edge technology, is shifting parts of its manufacturing out of China due to rising geopolitical tensions and supply chain risks. While Apple has long been tied to Chinese manufacturing, recent moves include major investments in India and Vietnam. Foxconn, its main partner, is building facilities in Chennai, India, and Jiang, Vietnam. Despite these global moves, Apple is not abandoning the US. In 2021, Apple committed to investing $430 billion in the US economy over 5 years, including a new North Carolina campus and chip development in Arizona. The message? Apple is globalizing, not fleeing. Ford Motor Company has roots deep in American history, but like many auto manufacturers, it now operates globally to remain competitive. It expanded production in Mexico to take advantage of lower labor costs and favorable logistics under the USMCA agreement. Critics say this hurts US jobs, but Ford still manufactures extensively in the US, including electric vehicle development in Michigan and Kentucky. It's not about leaving, it's about balancing costs and innovation. Amazon has turned its attention to Europe and Asia. In 2023 alone, it invested over 30 billion euros in EU operations, building data centers, logistics hubs, and cloud infrastructure. In India, Amazon continues to expand its e-commerce and Prime Video business. It's also building fulfillment centers in emerging economies. However, Amazon remains one of the largest private employers in the US, with over 1.5 million employees. Its HQ2 in Arlington, Virginia is a $2.5 billion investment. Amazon is growing, not relocating. The US dollar's global dominance is being tested. It accounted for over 70% of foreign reserves in 2000. As of 2025, that number has dipped to around 59%. Several nations, especially in the BRICS bloc, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are promoting trade in their local currencies. Russia and China now trade oil in yuan. Saudi Arabia, historically a dollar loyalist, is accepting payments in multiple currencies. Yet, the dollar is still dominant. Nearly 90% of global forex trades involve the dollar, and it remains the top reserve currency. But the long-term trend suggests a gradual erosion of this supremacy. Donald Trump played a pivotal role in accelerating global realignment. Trade wars. Trump launched trade wars with China and the EU, imposing billions in tariffs. This forced US companies to reconsider supply chains and relocate production. Apple, Harley-Davidson, and others responded by shifting operations overseas. Immigration restrictions. Trump's visa restrictions, particularly on H-1B, affected tech giants' ability to hire skilled talent. Amazon and Google boosted hiring in Canada, where immigration policies were more favorable. Tax cuts and economic volatility. Trump's 2017 tax reforms reduced corporate taxes from 35% to 21%. But the accompanying volatility and trade unpredictability made global diversification a risk hedge. Foreign policy shifts. He distanced the US from multilateral bodies like WHO, NATO, and the Paris Agreement. This weakened global trust in the US, prompting countries to explore financial systems outside US control. January 6th, insurrection. The 2021 Capitol riot shocked global observers. Investors, central banks, and corporations began questioning the political stability of the US, a key driver of the dollar's trustworthiness. Trump didn't cause these trends alone, but his actions accelerated the global pivot to diversification and de-dollarization. The moves by Apple, Amazon, and Ford aren't just about cost. They're strategic. Globalization now means building resilience, reducing reliance on single regions, and embracing a multipolar economy. China's strict COVID lockdowns and geopolitical aggression made companies rethink reliance on a single supply base. India, Vietnam, and Latin America emerged as key alternatives. Simultaneously, US policies under both Trump and Biden encouraged reshoring of critical industries like semiconductors. The CHIPS Act under Biden incentivized chip makers like Intel and TSMC to build fabs in the US, a trend opposite to what some headlines suggest. As we move into a new era of global finance, the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are making strategic moves to challenge the established economic order. These countries are not just growing economically, but are also building financial institutions to compete with traditional powerhouses like the IMF and the World Bank. One significant development is the BRICS Development Bank, which has already started funding projects in local currencies, reducing dependency on the US dollar. In a groundbreaking announcement in 2023, BRICS revealed plans to explore the creation of a shared digital currency. This currency, envisioned to be backed by a basket of member nation commodities, although still theoretical, signals a strong global intent to diversify away from dollar dominance. Moreover, bilateral trade in local currencies is gaining momentum. For instance, India and the UAE are now trading oil in rupees, while China and Brazil are actively reducing their dollar transactions. These moves are not just economic, but also geopolitical, aiming to create a more multipolar world where financial power is more evenly distributed. The rise of regional currencies and financial institutions shows a significant shift in the global economic landscape, one that US giants will have to navigate carefully as they continue to expand and adapt their strategies. So what does the future hold for America and its companies? It's not about decline, it's about transformation. American companies are global companies. They seek markets, talent, and resilience wherever they find it. The dollar may lose ground, but it remains central for now. The US must focus on restoring global trust, stabilizing domestic politics, supporting innovation, and embracing a new era of responsible globalization. In conclusion, the story isn't one of abandonment, but adaptation. Apple, Amazon, and Ford aren't fleeing. They're evolving. Trump's policies triggered a rethinking of global strategies, but these moves are part of a bigger picture. The dollar may face challenges, but it still leads. The key question is, can the US evolve fast enough to maintain leadership in a rapidly changing world? Thanks for watching.